athletics, possibly boxing, that can actually stand on their own 2 feet, allow themselves to, break free, and then you now get some money from them, let them pay a certain amount of, in terms whether it's royalties, whether it's performance and bonuses to the sportsmen, which they can now use to assist the other ones who can't get to the same level.
Okay, the players also show so much commitment in this tournament.
Okay, a player would really not play beyond his ability to deliver. That's the first thing we must note. And whether they showed commitment or not, I thought they did show some commitment. There may be questions raised around the guys who couldn't, leave their clubs on time to join the rest of the camp in Germany for the Flying Eagles because they were, involved in engagements with their clubs. How committed were they to the cause? But I think in general, the players did show commitment. I didn't really see any point where the body language of one or two players showed me otherwise. I thought, they showed some commitment, but like Colin said, an error here or there, some technical deficiencies from the coaching crew were the little things responsible for us getting out of the tournament. But I can't question the commitment of the players.
Okay, those plans he was talking about.
Those plans would also include this, if we can tie this in as well. If the coaches do not know the team they are going to play next, some say they do not understand or have not seen them. Maybe it's a product of the fact that the NFF did not make room for scouts. Does the NFF have enough scouts?
It's not correct to say that the coaches didn't see the team, they couldn't have seen the teams. First of all, I'm not a coach, I see the teams. We all see the teams. It's not a very difficult thing these days. The technology that we have. So I really don't know where that comes from. I'm sure that the technical committee will deal with that issue with the coach or the coaches who say they didn't see the teams. For me, the issue is how competent are you as a coach? What is your commitment? What are your plans? And how do you go about your work? And that's why we have a technical committee and a technical department to review. Because that's another thing. We're playing a lot of premium on review of what happened, and there's technical review, and I don't want to preempt a technical review on TV. So once that comes, we will then know what and what. I mean, like today said, we'll have our views because of the teams, but I don't believe that any coach in 2015 can say there's a team that he hasn't seen. I really don't believe that. I find it incredible.
These competitions, I mean, all of us can win. So all these competitions are meant to help development, especially the age grade football. But are we really developing? And what are we focusing on that seem to be hindering our development? I mean, if you won the competition 2 years ago, you come the next year you do not qualify for the Super Eagles. Then you go on to the Flying Eagles who won it under 17. They come up to the next level stage. And they fall flat on their backs. So
I think that the reason, to be fair, is this. We're a very talented nation, footballers. And therefore, there will be times where things will go for us and we'll be lucky and everything just goes and we win. But it has to do now with sustaining it. And that's the reason why we won at under 17 and then we went and qualified at one stage and then didn't qualify at the very next one. There has to be a proper plan, a proper structure, and we need to apply science. With science, you can say, if you do this and that, this is the next thing that will likely happen. And that's the approach that this NFF is taking. We're saying, look, let's have a plan. That's why I spoke about the policy. Let us start from the bottom and say, we have 13-year-olds today, for example. If we nurture those 13-year-olds properly, and we have a plan, a structured academy of excellence, where the best ones can go to, then we can say out of this 100, we will have 40 of them who will make the grade. Out of those 40, we can show by the time they get to a certain level, 10 of them will be world-class players. That sort of thing, that sort of plan, that sort of structure is what we're looking at. For example, we have something now that we've dubbed the Project 2022. And the idea of that is, we have this under 20 team currently. We believe in the ability of those players. A lot of Nigerians do because we've seen them. We have certain kids who are 15-year-olds today. In 7 years' time, they'll be 22. These ones will be in the 26, 27, whatever it is. With that core, if we start this plan properly now, in 2022, we can win the World Cup. and that is the target. So you don't just plan for the next competition. You have a long-term plan, and then you walk through it. And the other thing is, in order that people believe that this is what you want to do, and check. We publish it, we get people's opinion in putting the policy together, and then publish it, and everybody has a handbook of youth football development policy of Nigeria. And see, you say you do this, what happened? And they can say, we've done it. We haven't done this. And that's the way we believe we can move forward.
Do you see the NFF following through on this?
Look, I'll tell you this. I'm a member of the NFF marketing committee. So in effect, I wear two hats here. I'm a reporter. I'm also in there. And the hardest work is the one that people don't see. And a lot of these things are being done. It didn't start today. It took a while. First of all, you have to conceptualize an idea. When you do that, then you start planning. From a technical point of view, that's what is happening on the youth level. Now, from my point of view, on the marketing committee, we've spent the last few months working out a comprehensive marketing document going forward that would help the NFF, be independent of government funding. And all of that is happening behind the scenes. So you'll probably start seeing the results of those in about a year or two when things start happening. So yes, I think it can happen.
Ayotunde.
Oh, well, Colin has really spoken well. I was actually going to talk about involving the private sector in funding a lot of these national teams and activities of the NFF. And if the marketing team, of which he's a part of, I'm glad he's a part of them because we see him, we know what he can do. Okay, I hope they can get themselves together, put models on ground. People who want to invest money in businesses will not do so if they know there is nothing they're going to get out of it at the end of the day. If the proper models can be put on ground and monies can come in, then I'm sure issues of not having enough funds to get teams to get ready for international major tournaments, such issues will be thrown out of the window. And hey, somehow I'm a believer in the Project 2020 myself.
Okay, let me just read out this tweet. You may not respond, and then you give your closing statement. Grant Chitil says, money drives our football administrators and not passion. Well, you might have to. My boy says our league also needs what is called 3 p.m. blackouts in the UK to bring fans back to stadia. And says in UK it's illegal to show live matches at 3 p.m. on Saturday as a way of bringing fans to stadia. It's called 3 p.m. blackout. They might need to bring that. So in closing, the closing statement.
Well, I'd like to say to the first person that I assure him or her that money didn't bring us to football. It is passion. We spent a lot of money. The president is from the private sector. The first vice president is private sector. The second vice president is private sector. Many of the board members, we don't make money from the NFF. The truth is that we give our time and our money to the NFF. Okay. The second thing, which I like to point out, is, and it's very important for me to say this, one of the things that our mantra with this NFF is discipline. All through from the administrators down to the coaches, to the players, we will not accept killing of our football with indiscipline.
All right, thank you. Colin, closing.
Oh yeah, well look, I think I just want to say people need to, give a little bit of time, allow things to take their natural course, because as it stands, it's not a one-day thing.
Yeah, I'll just say patience. He stole it out of my mouth.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
very much. Ayotunde Onobolu, sports analyst. And Colin Udoh, sports analyst and member of NFF Marketing Committee. Seyi Akinwunmi, first Vice President, NFF. Oh, hold on. There was this thing about NFF wanting the Sweden coach, the one that coached the Swedish female team. Did the NFF approach her? Is that true?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. We're talking development in Nigerian football. We'll take a moment and return for the home stretch. Do not go away.